Nelk boys are being cooked right, left, and center. And there's a good reason why they are being cooked. They went ahead and had Benjamin Netanyahu on their podcast. So, having Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, is not a crime. Individuals are probably allowed to have different guests of different opinions. That's the main goal of freedom of speech, which is actually exercised in the United States of America. So the Nelk boys went ahead and had Benjamin Netanyahu on their podcast. So I've watched one interview of the Nelk boys. I'm not familiar with these individuals, but one of the interviews which I watched was by Andrew Tate. So the Nelk boys, while coming out to defend themselves, they said they have had different individuals of different opinions and who have controversial thoughts, controversial opinions, which is against probably the mainstream. So, and some of the examples which they gave is the likes of O.J. Simpson, we have Candace Owens, Andrew Tate, and other controversial individuals. But this time around, they had the Prime Minister of Israel. So why is it so critical that individuals are so against them having Benjamin Netanyahu? It's because Benjamin Netanyahu, at a moment, as we are talking now, and as they had even that conversation, he is overseeing a genocide which is going on in Gaza. He is responsible for a genocide which is being conducted in Gaza. So that's why individuals, more especially those who are supporting the Nelk boys, went so hard on them, because if you go ahead and see the likes and dislikes of that video, we have 168 dislikes and we have around 36,000 likes. So you can see that majority of the individuals who were watching that video, who are listening to that podcast, they were struggling to have this individual, that is Benjamin Netanyahu, speaking to them. So the Nelk boys, in their intro, as they were waiting for Benjamin Netanyahu, they said they were not well equipped to be conducting that interview. So they understood the situation which they were in, but they also claimed that it was a big opportunity which they were not ready to miss. But it went against their expectations because their audience was not taking anything from that. You can see from that interview, Benjamin Netanyahu wanted to actually reach a young audience, because from what we have seen, more especially on TikTok, that's why there is a lot of lawsuits which are being faced by TikTok, is young audience doesn't want to be misled by what is going on in Gaza. They understand that there is a genocide which is taking place in Gaza, and they are so vocal about that. So that's why Benjamin Netanyahu wanted to grab a young audience and kind of convince them that what's going on in Gaza is something which is right. But in the real sense, the intentions of which Benjamin Netanyahu had turned out to be totally the opposite, because it backfired. So that's, for instance, the Nelk boys asked Benjamin Netanyahu, what is it about you not delivering food to Gaza? He said that the Israeli regime, that's a Zionist regime, they deliver food to Gaza, while the food is in Gaza. The Hamas people come and grab that food, they go and sell and recruit more Hamas individuals. But according to most UN organizations which are independent, that's not true. It's a propaganda, and the Israeli regime is doing that intentionally, so that they can starve the people in Gaza, they can force the people out of the Gaza Strip, and also they want to ethnically cleanse the people who are in Gaza. So it was a lie, and there was no pushback from the Nelk boys. The Nelk boys went ahead and asked him, what is your favorite hamburger, whatever, King Bauer. That were the questions which these individuals were asking a person who is wanted by the International Criminal Court, a person who is starving young kids, women, and the elderly in Gaza. Those were the questions which these individuals were asking him. But while they realized that there was a serious backlash, actually some of them agreed on the comments which were made on their live chat. Some individuals commented that interviewing Benjamin Netanyahu is interviewing a modern day Hitler. And one of those individuals of the Nelk boys said he kind of has a point. So we can comfortably compare Adolf Hitler and Benjamin Netanyahu because the Nelk boys said that. So there you can see the backlash which the Nelk boys went through, and they deserve it. But going forward, probably they can do a much more better work, and I see the reason why they went ahead and decided to interview Benjamin Netanyahu, because it's a controversial interview. He is a controversial figure who is wanted by International Criminal Court. At the same time, they were able to interview, the Nelk boys were able to interview Donald Trump, who is the current president, and in that interview, in the apologies which they have kind of made forward, they do agree that White House played a role in organizing that interview, and also while they were interviewing Benjamin Netanyahu, there were kind of 20 individuals who were in that interview room. So it was kind of an organized propaganda tour which was kind of organized from White House, and Israeli regime wanted to get out their message through that platform. So moving forward, I believe they have seen things are not normal, and there are some opportunities which you can decide to pass through. What are your thoughts? Subscribe, like, share. See you in my next one.